Hey guys, Shane here from Organics. Welcome. So in this video, I'll be doing a quick case study, basically walk you of this client that we help scale their business. It's a small practice that's located in Florida, kids abroad therapy, and they came to us at a time when they were struggling with their previous SEO company. I believe they reached out to them, and I believe they asked them for like results or just some kind of like reports, and they weren't too happy about that. So so yeah, they reached out to us, and we helped them scale from where they were at the time. They were barely getting any calls or getting. They were barely ranking on Google Maps, and we help them scale, rank on Google Maps, and to the point where they're getting 90 plus calls a month for their small practice. Like they actually paused their SEO at some point because they were getting so many clients and they did not have enough therapists on call. And that was when they were getting around like 45 or 50 calls a month from their Google Maps. And I say Google Maps because that's kind of like the data that we were tracking at the time, but they're also getting website calls, right? Because if their Google My Business profile is doing well, there are a lot of people that will click through to their website and have a look. Um, so yeah, just a quick background. Like I said, they came to us struggling with traffic, basically not getting enough leads, enough calls. We've heard it before, and this was actually a client that came through another agency that was doing some of the work. So I believe they were doing some kind of like web design and whatnot for that client. So when they came to us, their website that you're seeing right now was already built. We build websites slightly differently nowadays, right? We build smart websites that are built for growth. So they have like multiple lead capture feature and just a lot of ways for customers to reach out to them and actually book a call, right? There's web chat features with automations, a lot of stuff. Either way, the website was already built and it looks pretty friendly, looks very kid friendly. So that's pretty good. As you see, they have like the main service pages here, about us pages, and what you will not find on this site, though, that we normally do in extremely competitive industries is add like the location pages and further silo down these main services. And the reason for that is because the SEO that we did, right, the off-page SEO, the Google My Business optimization, was actually enough in order to rank them and just so that they're flooded with like new customers and whatnot. And at the time, we're also doing a lot of like blog articles. That's before Google actually, introduced the AI, right, AI into their search engine. That kind of killed traffic for blog articles. But right, as you see, they have a lot of articles here on their homepage. So they're doing pretty good with content. And so let's just head back over here. So when they reached out, right, they were struggling with traffic. When I checked out their website was all right, but things that could have been improved were like the mobile speed of the site. There was no schema, and the content could have like been improved. So also the interlinking and whatnot, stuff like that could have all been improved. Now, the person that reached out to me was Miri, like you can see here. This is what I could find from back then. But yeah, basically they said that they were struggling. They're not getting any leads, right? So I actually thought they were getting like maybe a couple of leads, maybe like 10 leads or so per month, but they weren't getting any leads, and it's a client website. She was doing the email marketing, so she's more proficient in email marketing and some of the social media of this company. And I believe she actually hooked them up with that design, that web page design. So, like you can read here, they had an agency that was insulted because she asked, or the client asked, how the SEO was going. They got offended and didn't want to work with her anymore. So I mean, at that point, what do you do? So they reached out to us. I believe she found us in a group somewhere. And normally what I do is I ask a bit of like questions about the business. It's an occupational therapy. therapists. They provide occupational therapy, speech therapy, and sensory integration. I had no clue what that was at the time. It's not something that you come across daily, but either way, we did go about and help them. And typically, this is kind of like our roadmap when we deal with clients. We have a technical phase where we clean up all of the technicals, core vitals, mobile speed, and whatnot. And then we have a local or GMB optimization. So I have a team, a guy on my team, and he has like other guys that he works with. And literally, they are in charge of like optimizing Google My Business and just making sure that, posts are made on a weekly basis on clients. So we do a deep analysis of the GMB, looking at competitors, and then we actually go about writing the service descriptions, choosing the right categories, and then we also hook them up to like a review generation system in order to get them more reviews. So we're tackling the GMB full on because we know for this industry, a lot of people, once they're searching, they will look for your GMB and look if you have like proper reviews. And this is definitely in the industry where a lot of the customers or the leads would rather or prefer to read about the services before they actually reach out. It actually builds trust. So next, you'd want a content plan. So on a monthly basis, or I think it was bi-monthly basis, there was content being published on the blog, and then the optimization of the website. So for the most part, we didn't need to do much to the site because, like I said, Miri was doing a pretty great job. She hooked them up with a decent website. We were planning to add even more pages, even more location pages, or actually just add location pages because they don't have any location page at a time. But we were able to actually do a lot when it comes to like building their authority, getting some local backlinks and whatnot, and then making sure that we do GMB optimization and also building some backlinks to the GMB. So that was enough to skyrocket their website. And I put here, like, in terms of results they were getting, right, over 200%. And actually, I should change this to like 300%. And it's just because I thought, or I don't know. It could actually be 400%. I don't know. You can be the judge of that, but they were not getting any leads as you see above when they came to us. And when I checked today, and I'll just show you the back end of the Google My Business in a bit, but they were getting well over 90 calls from their Google My Business. And that's just their Google My Business alone, because there are a lot of folks that click through to the website and actually book a call. So, if you're doing local SEO, you'd want to track the Google My Business and also the website because, there's a lot of leads that go there, interact, and then they book a call from the website. So I might say 90 calls, but actually it's probably over 100 calls. And this is, again, it's a small practice in Florida. So they are flooded. And so the main problem, we actually created a problem for this client, which is like, how do we find enough therapists? Because it's not as easy as going out to hire someone to mow your lawn, right? This is a bit more complicated. You need people that are qualified. So that's pretty much what we did. This was from a while back. Like I said, that's why I had like over 200%. But this was when we were like reporting back then over 113% and whatnot. And then she was like complaining that she does not have the staff. The client doesn't have the staff. And as you can see, back then when we just started, she was saying that they were not getting enough leads. So this was like an extremely successful campaign where we got them from almost no calls each month or struggling to actually getting a ton of calls locally. So this was like a really good client to work with, wonderful client. So yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing to like, I guess it's a good thing, go from nothing to actually creating another problem where it's like, how do I hire enough qualified people in order to scale my practice? So of course I asked her for a testimonial and whatnot. And then throughout our working together with Miri, but she was kind of like the intermediary between us, right? She referred multiple clients to us, as you can see. Now, what I would like to definitely show you is the back end of their Google My Business. So as you can see, this is the back end of their Google My Business, Kids Abroad Therapy, abort therapy. I keep saying abroad, but it's abort therapy. Yeah, so No, this is a practice. I'm fine with like sharing the information about this client because like they're flooded with customers. So there are people that reach out to them offering SEO services or helping to rebuild their websites to make it to help them get even more leads or customers or whatever, but they do not need it. Right. So it doesn't matter. Like you can reach out to them, but they're not going to need it. And as you can see, the back end here, over almost 1,500 interactions on the Google My Business. In terms of calls, like I just looked at it like today and I was like, damn. Right. But it makes sense because this is from like August 2025 to like 2026. And as you can see, right? On average, about 90 calls from their Google My Business. And of course, some of the calls might be spam calls and whatnot, but you got to also add that from their website, they're also getting calls. There are people, a lot of people that click through to the website, right? A lot of folks click through to the website and then they take action there, they book a consultation and whatnot. So this is actually an insane number for the size that they are. They do not have an option to book, of course, on their Google My Business. And as you can see, a ton of like direction requests. So over, I mean, over the past couple of months, over 470 calls made from their Google My Business. It's pretty insane. So this just goes to show you that, right, although not everyone can win on Google Maps or, on, in the local map pack, there are a lot of folks out there who are not doing proper SEO. So if you are able to, right, do the right thing, which is like get a proper website, add proper content to your website, and then start building some kind of like links. And then, of course, making sure that your Google My Business is optimized and you're posting on there on a weekly basis. And if you cannot do that, like hire someone to do it because the cost of just like delegating or outsourcing this is just, it's insane in terms of the wins you're going to get, the customers that you're going to get, and the returns you're going to get. Because yeah, like for example, a simple, like we have like a restoration client that also, in addition to like working with us, he also buys leads and he's paying like $1,000 per lead, like $1,000 per lead, right? So investing like 1K, 2K, or even 3K in SEO to get him free leads coming through is almost nothing for him. So yeah, that's basically that's it for this quick like case study, I guess. If you have any questions or if you'd like to work with us, we can help you. We obviously would start with a proper website that's setting up the foundation, and then we start doing content, links, and your Google My Business, basically integrating everything and making sure that we build a brand for you, not just quick gimmicks that will maybe rank you for like a week or two, and then you drop off the rankings as soon as a competitor comes along and does it better than you, right? Does it better than you, does exactly what I'm telling you to do. So yeah, reach out if you'd want similar results. Of course, markets differ, and this is not an extremely competitive niche as let's say a roofing industry, right? So it's a different campaign, different timeline and whatnot. I'm happy to like help you. So yeah, cheers.